Black Ram 313 back at it again. You know why? Well, it's because this is therapeutic, man. Back again with another video, hence another therapy session. Just a little video for the tube, man. I want to say that a lot of people, and I don't want to be all doom and gloom, but I want to say that a lot of people, man, are going to miss out on this really big thing that's going to change everybody's way of life soon. I find it amazing that we're on the cusp of great technological change, but the masses are not paying attention. And at first I was like, wow, why can't they wake up, the masses? And I realized, well, that's what makes the masses the masses. Because true wisdom, true knowledge, true elite level stuff is only for the few. Only for the few. Most of the world is distracted by celebrity, arguments about the state of dating markets, distracted by certain political events, but they cannot see how we're on the edge of great change. What am I talking about? What is this change that I'm speaking of? And that change is a brand new, modernized financial system where there's going to be a few winners but many losers. We're talking about a brand new thing that's being done, man. And what's amazing about it is that we can see all the developments every single day. I remember there was a time when the mainstream media didn't mention Bitcoin. They didn't mention cryptocurrency. They didn't mention these exchanges because it was considered, just something fringe, something that wasn't real. And then the narrative was set that, oh, no. It's volatile, which it is, not financial advice. But most people have the mindset to stay away from it. And I'm like, wow, well, maybe that's what they want you to do. And I realized I have to be okay with the masses being asleep. Because one thing's for sure, if everybody's a millionaire, then no one's a millionaire. So instead of trying to wake up the masses, yes, allow them to stay asleep. Because there's nothing you can do about it. You've tried to tell them. You've tried to let them know that we're on the cusp of great change. Some people want to go the religious route and say, oh, the beast of Revelation. Or how the melanated said, the beast of Revelations. Oh, this and that and the other. And, oh, we're afraid of this, we're afraid of that. But certain things are antiquated, man. Change is antiquated. I'm not sure if it's Illinois. No. Federally, they want to stop even producing like pennies, man. Because it's insufficient. It's archaic. I mean, coins have been used since the invention of exchange. It's time for something different. We live in a digital age, in a digital world. So it's time for digital currency and digital assets, whether you like it or not. And the companies that are forging the way, the technologies that are forging the way to make all financial transactions digital, those companies are there and they can be, not financial advice now, invested in. You can be on the cutting edge of new technology as far as being an investor. You can be up on new technology and getting prepared and getting ready for it, trying to understand it. no matter how you twist it, one day there will be CBDCs, central bank digital currencies. No matter how you cut it, crypto will be used for cross-border payments, whether it's HBAR or XRP or one of the ISO coins like Algorand and XLM, XDC, you name it. Chainlink is doing big things. And these names are household names to us, but they're completely foreign to the masses. And let it be. The issue is that the writing is on the wall. There's going to be a day, and it's happening slowly but surely. There's going to be a day where you wake up and your Uber driver isn't a human being. It's just going to be a car in front of your house. Well, what happens to the Uber driver and the money they were making? It's over with. One day you're going to wake up and your Amazon delivery will be on a truck with no operator. Maybe in a machine even pulling it up to your house. One day you're going to go into a grocery store and there's not going to be any tellers in there. Everything is going to be automated. Your cards are going to be charged, or whatever's going to be charged right when you walk out the door. No, that day is not coming. It's here. The integration might be slow, but in a sense it's fast because it's happening. One day you're going to wake up and instead of talking about keys, everything in your house is going to be biometric. Think about that. We are on the cusp of technology that's going to change our lives forever. But what about the workers? And that's the problem. One day, a factory worker is going to literally be obsolete. And then people say, oh, well, I'm going to get a job learning how to fix the robots. Knowing how to fix the systems. No, you won't. Don't you see where this is going? You will not be able to fix the robots. You will not be able to fix the systems because they'll have machines to repair machines, buddy. Think about it. AI technology, they'll have machines repairing machines. So when you go to the factory floor, no human. You're going to have a whole group of robot forces for all of these companies and corporations. You might see a few humans, but that's going to be small and rare. Even the big chain restaurants are rolling out these things, man. It's just what it is. Now, the issue lies with this. You may see, possibly now, you may see the middle class completely disappear. You may see the middle class completely disappear to where there's only the rich and the poor. My goodness. But are you prepared for this? And speaking of preparedness, make sure you join the Patreon page. There are certain videos that I will no longer do on this channel. For insights on cryptocurrency, join the Patreon page. When we're talking about the nature of the beast, join the Patreon page. For my picks and tips on the crypto, join the crypto page. Some brothers have gotten breaded from listening to me. Not financial advice, but the stuff I put on the Patreon page. Some brothers have gotten breaded. And to support the channel, hit that buy me a coffee link, man, or that PayPal or ZELLE to support the channel, man. But I've pivoted to putting most of my content on the Patreon page, but I'll still kick a little game here and there. But to get the real, you already know where to go. So you're going to have this dynamic where it's only going to be rich and poor. The weird thing is, the scary thing is that, again, not financial advice. You have to decide now, not later, which side are you going to be on. You have to decide now, because once you realize it, it's going to be too late. And that's how life works. I mean, once I realized how great of a company Amazon was, it was too late. Not financial advice, but I should have invested in Amazon when it was just books, man. Simple. Should have invested in these companies when they were smaller and more affordable, but I missed that. I should have invested in so many companies, man, in so many technologies. I should have did gold back when it was much, much lower, but I missed all of that. And I really feel that when it comes to digital currency, blockchain technology, crypto, that this might be the last real opportunities for life-changing gains, man. I think this is the ultimate when it comes to the wealth transfer. There's going to be new classes being created. And I'm not saying that everybody who invests in, digital assets is going to be rich. I'm not saying at all, not financial advice. But what I am saying is that by ignoring this asset class, by ignoring this new technology, it's very possible that many people will miss out. And I'm not going to proclaim a whole lot. Oh, Ram, how do you get involved? Well, hit me on the Patreon page. But I think the day for proclaiming that is over with. I mean, think about it. We've had years to prepare for this, years to research, years to stack our paper, years to invest. But this is not going to last forever. With the ETFs that's coming out, possibly with XRP and, Bitcoin ETFs and Ethereum ETFs and other cryptocurrencies, making cryptocurrency the mainstream, going from not talking about cryptocurrency at all to you watch a news channel. They'll let you know what Bitcoin is doing today and what Ethereum is doing today. We've come a long way. Banks used to laugh at cryptocurrency. Now they're very interested in getting it and talking about having custody of your crypto. XRP Ripple is seeking to become a bank. The foundation and the tracks are laid. So we are literally, as a society, as a civilization, because it's not just America, this is all the nations of Earth. All the nations on Earth are laying the final tracks for this new financial system, and only those with eyes to see and ears to hear, man, are trying to get in or will be getting in on the ground level. Now, I think there's going to be a lot of shock when this happens, when you have automation in mass, when the job market is significantly less. And it kind of make you or put you in the mindset of, well, how are all these individuals going to have jobs and support themselves? I mean, who's going to be buying the products that's going to be sold? And some people say UBI and, other ways, but maybe even a WW3 or some type of catastrophe. We hope not. We want peace, love, and blessings and prosperity, man. But the current way of life is becoming unsustainable as is. How much more so when, because of technology, people will be out of work. And we already have an example. I used to try to deny this, but because the way of the world now is you order online and have it brought to you, a lot of big box stores, a lot of malls, a lot of mom and pop stores, a lot of those places are closing. And even when you go into a lot of these stores, they don't even have as nearly as much inventory than you can just get online. Like little stuff that you might need, it's almost impossible to find in certain stores. So it's almost as if you have to shop online, man. Now, with the combination of Web3 and AI technology, you think there's going to be more shopping online or less? Do you think it's going to be more digital currency being used or less? What is the trend? What way is the world going? Everything is going online, man. I mean, we live part of our lives on this here internet, man. And that's not going to change. So what's going to happen to the taxi drivers and Uber drivers and the truck drivers and the workers of factories and restaurants, man. Well, quite obviously, technology is going to replace them. When you have blue collar jobs being replaced as well as professional jobs, I mean, they're talking about robots, man, performing surgeries. How many surgeons you gonna need? Wow. You're into computer systems, information technology. You're in IT. You're in computer technology. Are you writing code? Are you doing web design? Well, it appears that they got AI for that. So what's the solution, man? You have to find out where the trend is going and go there, man. Right now, we're holding on to an archaic way of life. Remember back in the 90s when everybody had a beeper? Before we got cell phones making beepers obsolete? A lot of the ways that we live life daily to make money, to make things convenient, is simply going away. An effort for more convenience. So corpse can make more bread. It's just the way that civilization is going and flowing, man. And you can either be ready for it or get prepared for it, or you can continue to just be distracted by sports and entertainment, who's with who in the world, and this controversy and that controversy, this trend and that trend, which I believe is the real distraction. The real distraction is pretty much anything, and I'm not talking about, conflicts around the world, but anything that takes your mind off of the changes that are occurring, that's the real distraction. And one thing about the US of A, great place, man, but we've come to a point in history where we're lagging behind. When it comes to technology, we used to beat everybody. Now, you look at China and Japan, well, look up how many things that they come to market with before the United States does. Think about how their technology is more cutting edge than our technology. It's still archaic out here in America, falling way behind. That's because people get used to the way things are, and they are resistant to change, because people really don't like change, because change is uncomfortable, it's uncertain. However, change is inevitable. And the one thing that's true about life is that it's always changing. And that point that I just made is the most realist thing about human existence, that things are always changing. Nothing stays the same. And if you don't evolve, if you don't flow with the change, then you just stand to be left behind and broken. So you want to get in on the change to figure out what time it is and what needs to be done, or if you know what time it is and you know what needs to be done, to strengthen in that, like you do at church, to get prepared for these new systems, to get prepared for possibly the end times, to get prepared mentally and with your portfolio and all of those things. Join the Patreon page, man, because we doing big things over there. I've said enough. Don't want to say too much on the tube.